Welcome to the ultimate guide on acing your HR analyst interviews using the STAR technique. Whether you're diving into the HR world for the first time or shifting gears from another job role, you're in the right place to transform your interview responses from good to outstanding. Hi there, my name is Muhammad, and I've been where you are, eager to land that dream HR analyst role, but unsure how to shine in behavioral and situational interviews. Today, I'll walk you through the STAR technique, a powerful method to structure your answers clearly and impressively. Let's decode this secret together. STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result. It's a storytelling framework that helps you share experiences effectively, showing not just what you did, but how you did it and the impact of your actions. Start with the situation. Set the scene for your story. Describe the context within which you performed a task or faced a challenge at work. Remember, details matter, but keep it concise and relevant. Next is the task. Explain the responsibility or challenge you were tasked with. Highlight the goal you needed to achieve. Now, dive into the action. This is where you detail the steps you took to address the task or solve the problem. Focus on what you did, showcasing your skills and initiative. Finally, cap your story with the result. Share the outcome of your actions, including quantifiable achievements and what you learned. This shows the value you brought to the team or project. Let's take a look at some examples of how to use the STAR technique in answering interview questions as an aspiring HR analyst. Now, example number 1.
Describe a time when you used data analysis to improve an HR process.
In my previous role as an HR analyst, I noticed that the employee onboarding process was taking longer than industry standards, which potentially impacted new hire satisfaction and early productivity. I was tasked with analyzing the onboarding process, identifying bottlenecks, and proposing solutions to streamline the procedure. I started by collecting data on the onboarding process from various sources, including HRIS, the Human Resource Information System, records and feedback surveys from recent hires. Using SQL, I queried the databases to aggregate data related to onboarding timelines, tasks completion rates, and new hire feedback. I then used Excel to perform a detailed analysis, identifying stages in the onboarding process that consistently showed delays. With these insights, I created visualizations in Power BI to present the findings to the HR team, highlighting the specific areas needing improvement. Based on the analysis, I recommended automating certain onboarding tasks and introducing a checklist for managers to follow. I also suggested regular follow-up surveys with new hires to continually assess and improve the onboarding experience. After implementing the recommended changes, we observed a 30% reduction in the time taken for the onboarding process, and new hire satisfaction scores improved by 25%. The project demonstrated the value of data-driven decision-making in optimizing HR processes and enhancing the employee experience.
Example number 2.
How have you used data analysis to support diversity and inclusion initiatives?
At my previous organization, there was a growing concern about the lack of diversity in certain departments, which was believed to affect team creativity and performance. I was assigned the responsibility of analyzing workforce data to identify trends and areas for improvement in our diversity and inclusion efforts. Utilizing SQL, I extracted employee demographic and departmental data from our HRIS to assess the current state of diversity within the organization. I conducted a thorough analysis using Excel, comparing diversity metrics across departments and benchmarking them against industry standards. To make the data accessible and actionable for HR and department leaders, I created a dashboard in Power BI that visualized diversity statistics, highlighting areas with significant disparities. I also used the data to model the potential impact of various diversity and inclusion strategies on team composition and performance metrics. This analysis informed the development of targeted recruitment and professional development initiatives aimed at improving diversity. As a result of these data-driven initiatives, we saw a 15% increase in the representation of underrepresented groups within a year in the targeted departments. Additionally, employee engagement surveys showed a 20% improvement in scores related to inclusivity and belonging. This project underscored the importance of leveraging data to inform and track the effectiveness of diversity and inclusion strategies.
Example number 3.
Can you share an example of how you used workforce analytics to reduce employee turnover?
High employee turnover rates were becoming a costly issue for my last employer, impacting productivity and team morale. My task was to analyze employee turnover data to identify patterns and root causes, and then recommend interventions to reduce turnover rates. I used SQL to extract historical turnover data, including employee demographics, tenure, job roles, and exit survey responses. I then conducted a comprehensive analysis using Excel, employing statistical techniques to identify common factors among employees who had left. Key findings were visualized in Power BI, highlighting departments with the highest turnover rates and correlating factors such as lack of career development opportunities and work-life balance concerns. Armed with these insights, I collaborated with department heads to design targeted retention strategies, such as mentorship programs, flexible working arrangements, and tailored career development plans. The interventions led to a notable 20% reduction in turnover rates over the next year, saving the company significant costs associated with recruiting and training new employees. Moreover, employee satisfaction regarding career development and work-life balance saw an improvement in subsequent employee surveys. This success demonstrated the critical role of workforce analytics in addressing complex HR challenges.
These responses illustrate how an HR analyst can leverage SQL, Power BI, and Excel, combined with problem-solving skills, to enhance HR processes, support diversity and inclusion, and reduce employee turnover, thereby contributing to strategic HR management.